We win? I'm the best snake player in this game, bro. It's crazy. What's up, boys? So Zenless Zone Zero's been out for about a week now. Look, I'm recording this on the Wednesday, so like 6 days, you want to be really fucking pedantic about it. But I think we've had enough time to kind of talk about it and review if it's, well, if it's good or not. Because I know a lot of people have had mixed responses, so to speak, as to if this game is good, if it's bad, if it's worth your time, if it's missing something, if it's really good with a couple issues, if really bad with a lot of issues, and everything well in between. Dude, I can't lie, the cutscenes in this game, are magnifique. But all that really matters is my opinion of the game, as well as your opinion of the game. If you want to play it, play it. If you don't want to play it, don't. The real reason I'm making this video is to kind of just air the dirty laundry of a lot of things people are assuming without actually really getting into the thick of it, or at the very least, doom posting about dumb shit. Also, by the way, I'm level 32, so if anyone is curious if I have played the game enough to judge it, I would like to think I have. I haven't beaten the story yet, but we are starting chapter 3, and, you know, we're up to stage 6 to stage 7 of the Shiyu Tower, so there's that as well. We've played a bit of the game. We've played enough to have our 2 cents. But the biggest issue that everyone talks about in this game is the TV gameplay, right? And you know what, that's fair. It is tacky, it is annoying as fuck, and I'm not a giant fan of it. I don't need to explain to you why the TV gameplay is annoying, but it's pretty much just the fact that it's a really dumb, obsolete, annoying maze, and it's very repetitive and not in the good way. I think the gameplay itself, the actual playing with characters, is, in a good way, repetitive. It's the way of learning combos, you can perma-juggle, team compositions can really change a playstyle if you want to get into min-maxing and making it fun for yourself. Or you can just hit spacebar when it pings and mash E and Q and mash left click, which 90% of the fan base does anyway. But it is enjoyable, you know, at least it's at least it's better than some other game that Hoyo made. I'm not gonna say it directly, Genshin. But I still think the roots of the gameplay is good nonetheless. And look, if you haven't played the game yet for whatever reason, let me show you what I mean with the gameplay. Because it's very, look, I'd like to say it's very reminiscent of Honkai Impact 3rd kind of gameplay. But, like, to boil it down to the core, it is mashing attack with your damage dealer, your DPS, hitting space when you see a yellow, like that, or hitting shift when you see a red icon instead. There's not a lot to it, okay? But with that being said, you can take it as far as you really want. It can be simple and it can be hard. Now, in terms of endgame, I haven't got there yet, okay? I haven't tried out the true endgame of the game, and I don't really think anyone really has if they're not a whale, you know? Maybe true grinders out there who hit 35 from min-maxing, doing everything in the game, 100% of the story and all the collectibles. Maybe they've tried some of it, but not the true big boy stuff. So to talk on the direct difficulty, I don't know if I'm the guy for that. Actually, let me see what level I am on the Shiyu Tower. Alright, so the Shiyu defense. Look, I'm only up to 5, and we've S everything up to there except for this, because I ran a completely ice team on ice resistance. I'm kind of a fucking idiot. But it's pretty much the exact same system as your Forgotten Halls, as your Spiral Abysses, where there's a stipulation, it might be a buff or a debuff, regarding how it's worded, and you choose the team compositions. They need to have around 9 to 10 built characters to clear all of it and really go into the next level, which, as you can see, is locked. And it feels kind of fun, you know, it's a little bit easy, at least from what I've played. I know it's ironic seeing this, but I know why I've lost it, and it's due to arrogance and arrogance alone. But the TLDR, I really like the gameplay. TVs, it's a dead horse. I'm not gonna beat it. They did mention in the pre-release livestream that it's going to change, so that is a good thing. TVs will be altered. I don't know if they're going to be removed entirely, but they're going to be at the very least adjusted. More so than they originally adjusted it from the betas. Also, by the way, the music you're hearing in the background is just the background menu music of the game. So the music in the game is a huge plus. It feels absolutely fantastic, and it is nothing short of a fucking bop, okay? Now, if I have to talk about gripes in this game, there are a couple. I think the biggest gripe is going to be resource management. It's not a, you don't get a lot. I get 1.0 is 100 free pulls and 80 free Bungbu pulls. I'm going to put it out there, Bungbu's are dog shit. They do virtually nothing. Maybe a 10% increase or a change to your gameplay minutely. And pulling for encrypted master tapes, which is the polychrome gacha, the limited gacha, it's how you say scarce. There's not a whole lot of it in the game, and it's a bit rough. It is a bit rough to try and level up, to try and get the gacha. Free to play is, I'm gonna say it, I'm not really free to play. I bought Battle Pass, I bought Daily Login, I spent $50. In my defense, though, I was told to spend it by Twitch chat, so it is not my fault. Twitch.tv/MaximGacha, by the way. If you want to join, I'll see you there. If not, I'll just go fuck myself. But it's not just gacha, which is the real issue. There is a lot of scarcity in getting polychromes and getting encrypted master tapes, but that's not the biggest issue. I think the biggest issue is resources as a whole for your characters, as well as the cost of the relic system in this game. So what you're seeing right here is the relics, artifacts, whatever you want to call it. Oh, and they are not, they don't drop a lot, and they don't drop very well. I understand I am purple. I am second to best rank drops for these, and it will only get better, but I'm not the only one who thinks this. I've seen a lot of people in my Discord as well who have been mentioning how it's not the greatest system. You know, when you're 35, you get 1 drop per run, and it is, it's the same price as every run. It's 40 a run, so it's not great. It's something I can look past, because I do imagine when you get to the 40, when you get to the 45, it's going to be better. You get 2 to 3 per run. As you can see, with a virtually min-maxed account, level 32, I have done every 240 power in the game. I haven't capped whatsoever. I've got 3 40s and 2 30s and a 25. Skills, look, I'll say the skill enhancements, they drop a decent amount. You don't get too little, you get a good amount of those. My main gripe is kind of with the gacha system as well as the relic system, which in this game is called the record system. I can't remember what the fuck the name of it is, but you know exactly what I'm talking about, okay? I think the next biggest question is, how's the game gonna last? Do I think it's going to be a staple in the gacha space, or if it's going to be one of those Honkai Impact thirds, which is just a bit behind the 8 ball? There's enough people there, but it's never going to be mainstream no matter how hard they really try. Hey, look, character design alone, design vibe of the whole game, I think it's going to be the best to come in gacha for the foreseeable future. I mean, just look at fucking Nicole right now, okay? She's an A rank, a 4-star if you will. A lot of people have already quit the game, which is just a reality and a truth. Iango, what we doing, brother? But it doesn't really matter, you know? Some people are going to like it, some people are going to hate it. I do think it's not going to be the most popular game, and with WoA being released, as well as a Premiere down the line, as well as Project Mugen's had some rumors of coming out soon, or at the very least having advertisement coming out soon. We're looking at a interesting situation where it's probably just come out at the wrong time. That's just the truth. It came out at the wrong time. Maybe earlier in the year would have been perfect before WoA, or maybe even a year down the line refine the game even further and give it a little bit more in your day 1 rewards. It could have popped off a lot more than it did. My opinion, it's not going to overtake WoA. That game has an established fan base now, except for the PGL fans that make me want to kill myself. Anyway, Genshin has the casual fan base. It's always going to be the game that people who don't really like games and like challenges like. They like character collecting, which again is fine. I am not dissing you for that. And Honkai Star Rail is a little bit of a more hardcore player base, but that being said, while we're currently out of the game, it's got a very established 20-30 million players, and it is still very popular. I don't see ZZZ eclipsing any of these. It's going to be like 5th rank, 6th rank in terms of player base. But hey, with the new patches that will be coming out, we do have drip marketing. We know the next banner is Zuyan, and from what I have heard, the end of Chapter 3 actually really picks up the story, because a lot of the big complaint is the story. Let's talk about the story for a second, okay? Alright, so let's actually talk about the story. The story, it's lacking a lot. I feel no connection to no character. I don't really give a shit about the character individual stories, like you see with Nekomata and Soldier 11. Have no idea what any of these are, because we haven't unlocked them yet, or they're just not in the game like these new tapes. And for Thatham's story, you know, these are kind of just replays of stuff you've already done. And I'm gonna be honest, Act 1, Chapter 1, the whole Cunning Hairs, all that kind of stuff, it was okay. It was like a 5 out of 10, you know? It was there, it had some character substance, I guess, but most of all it was pretty fucking flat. I'm not gonna lie to you, you're not gonna lie to me. The whole void system with the big black circles that are, you know, the BBCs, they're all over the place, and the explanation's kind of shit for it. And if you're gonna look at me and be like, hey, you gotta look at the fucking lore, go read all the lore and all the notes, that's lazy. I ain't gonna do that. That's on the team to do for me. Chapter 2 does pick up a bit, I think. Like, I think Chapter 2 is good. Like, it's decent. I like the story with Kalita and her dad. It's got good principles there. And where I'm currently at with Chapter 3, I don't really know enough to comment, so I'm not gonna do that. But look, at this point in the game, I have no real complaints other than the same ones that most people who actually gave the game a fucking chance have. As well as, like, yeah, the UI is kind of oh, wait, no, hold on. I forgot you can talk about the UI. You can't talk about the UI, man. The UI is a little bit all over the place, and yeah, you get used to it, but I still don't like the layout. That's just the truth. Also, I don't know why, but I really enjoy the video store. I have no reason to love it as much as I do. Maybe it's just the love for JRPGs and kind of store building games that I've always had that's been filtered into the game, and I think it's a cool little plus, right? It's a little nice addition, which I think this game has so many of, and kind of gives it that extra level of depth and enjoyability once you've beaten all the basic stuff in the game. All right, so my entire review, if I'm going to give it a number, depends purely on this scratch card. Is it Jova or no? No polychrome. Damn, this game's like a 6 out of 10. That's crazy. 6 out of 10 weak review? Okay, but seriously, like, I enjoy the game. It's got problems. Early game farming, look, this is also for every gacha game too. Early game farming is just shit. It is a slog because you know you're out on the back foot for the lack of resources to farm, because when you're at the end game, you get so much per run, the efficiency's through the roof. It's a little bit off-putting, but I am used to it. Gameplay is fine, TV's, character designs, the best in gacha games, period. And by the way, like, just random off comment, the cutscenes in this game are fucking top notch. The way they exaggerate character movements and facial expressions, I haven't seen really done by another game in the slightest in this medium. It is so exaggeratory and fucking sleek all at the same time. I'm in love with it. That's like one of the biggest praises I can give it, is its style, music, and cutscenes. But yeah, story's also a little bit lacking. Out of 10, I give it Nicole's tits. So yeah, see ya, boys.